Andy Warhol said, "When you think about it, department stores are kind of like museums." The quote sums up his philosophy on art. He believed artistic images were everywhere.
Andy Warhol was an extraordinary painter. But in point of fact, what made him great was the fact that he was, as he said himself, the mirror of his times. The sexual revolution was happening, the civil rights movement was going on, Vietnam, rock and roll, all those sorts of things. And Andy Warhol was there to comment and critique them.
No other artist is as much identified with pop art as Warhol. He was dubbed the Prince of Pop by the media, and went from humble beginnings in a working-class Pittsburgh family to become an American legend. After studying commercial art, Warhol worked for Vogue and Harper's Bazaar, and soon became one of New York's most sought-after commercial illustrators.
Anything could be seen as the symbols or the consummate understanding of the American dream. It's Andy Warhol and his art.
Warhol wanted to remove the difference between fine arts and the commercial arts used for magazine illustrations, comic books, record albums, or advertising campaigns. In the 60s, Warhol started painting daily objects of mass production like Campbell soup cans and Coke bottles. He then started making silk screen prints of famous personalities like Marilyn Monroe, Elvis Presley, Muhammad Ali, and Elizabeth Taylor. He continued to be a prolific portrait artist.
As of 72, he started doing a good number of them every month, and the estimation is that he did paint around 1,000 portraits. Portraiture is an ongoing preoccupation for him. From the very beginning, we have a self-portrait from 1948. Until 86, we have, many self-portraits, which is a good indication of the interest Warhol had for the representation of the human face.
Warhol became as famous as the many celebrities he portrayed in his popular screen prints. Among his many quotes and comments, he stated famously that, in the future, everyone will be world famous for 15 minutes.
But Warhol also had a very deep preoccupation with Christianity, with religion.
Warhol was a practicing Byzantine Catholic, and religion was a recurring theme in his work. Several of Warhol's later works depicted religious subjects, and a body of religious-themed works was found posthumously in his estate. But with so many works of art being mass-produced at the factory, the studio Warhol founded in 1962, it became necessary for his work to be authenticated.
We got a letter saying that the paintings, the 5 paintings which were originally authenticated, were also considered fakes. I guess that's the word.
There's not just one Marilyn, there's not just one Marlon Brando or one, you name it, flower painting. There are many. And so this is the heart of the problem.
What pull of the screen, of the squeegee on the screen, does an Andy Warhol end and does a fake begin? I printed these paintings and Andy was never present.
Well, it was worth a couple of $1 million, now it's worth nothing.
Undoubtedly, Andy Warhol was the most important artist in the pop art movement in America, if not the world. He died in 1987 following complications after surgery. He was 58. Andy Warhol once said, "Death means a lot of money, honey. Death can really make you look like a star."